Today is Wednesday, I'm going away on Friday, which means I have 2 days to make an 1890s ball gown. To say I've left things to the last minute would be a bit of an understatement, but if you'd like to see if I manage to do it, then keep watching. Regular viewers will know that I am going on a little getaway. This is with the British Guild of Historical Costume Makers. I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't been out, just in general, since before the dark times. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't bricking it. Like I say, this is the first time I've been out really in a long time, so anxiety is there. Also, before getting ready for this event, I didn't actually have that much Victorian stuff. Or the stuff that I did have was very, very costumey. So I have had to make quite a few little bits for this. I need 2 ball gowns. One, I am using the skirt from the Giga outfit, and I have thrown together a quick bodice to go with it. It's not the most heavily embellished or anything like that, but it'll do. The big one is on the Saturday night. I want it to look fancy, I want it to look good. It's just I've only got 2 days. Materials wise, I found some taffeta in a charity shop, which I'm going to be using. It's 2 different shades of purple. I have also got some lacy fabric that could be quite nice on some of the details. I think I've got some other lacy fabric as well. This is the kind of thing I am thinking for, because the taffeta is in 2 different tones. One of them is a more kind of cooler toned and the other one is a shot with black. So this kind of thing I think could work well. I also don't have a lot of it because it's basically scraps that were taken to a charity shop. So working with both of them and using different parts of the skirt, that should give me enough. I would like to do a big train on it, but that is going to depend entirely on how much fabric I've got. Right, with all that in mind, let's get cracking. Right, this is how much of the shot taffeta that I have got. Obviously it needs a very good iron, but I'm thinking I should have enough there to do... I've got a little scrap that I can use for a bodice, and I think I should have enough for a skirt with a train. I'm going to do the front and possibly side front panel out of a different fabric. So it's going to be a case of how much can I fit, how much can I wrangle. But I think I do have enough of this to get the back with a train. So there are a couple little marks on it, but it looks like it's only on one side. So if I just make sure that I have that on the inside, I should be good. Managed to fit all the skirt panels and on that one piece, and I've still got all of this space down here to make this back piece into a big train, so I am very happy. I attached a placket to the back of the skirt. I then stitched the darts. Next, I stitched together the skirt panels, making sure to include a nice big pocket. I attached a piece of twill tape at the top of the pocket. This gets fixed into the waistband and helps take the pressure off the side seam when heavy stuff is in the pocket. I gave everything a good press, and then I pleated the excess fabric in the back and attached just the back side of the waistband. To finish the sides and hem of the cooler toned purple outer piece, I stitched lace first right sides together, making sure to leave a bit of an overhang of lace. I then flipped my seam allowance under and stitched along the lace overhang to encase the raw edges. Right, I'm not sure how well you can see, but this is kind of where I'm up to. I have a skirt. It just needs to be hemmed. I also need to add some lace to the front that's going to be kind of drippily, if that makes sense. Kind of cascading down like the other shade of purple bit and across the front. It is now 9 o'clock though, so I'm going to take a break and finish that tomorrow. It should only literally take me like an hour to finish those bits though, so I should be good. Right, this is where we are up to with the skirt. Last night I added this lace trim to it. I also secured on the waistband, and this morning I started on the hem. I've just added some binding to here, and then that's going to get flipped like that. I decided to use a twill tape just because I'm thinking, especially with the train, this might have a bit more sturdiness to it dragging across the ground, and I don't actually have anything that I can use as a dust ruffle. Something that I have got is this. I've not got very much of it, but it's like a horsehair, well, the fake horsehair braid. It's like one of the plastic ones. I've got nowhere near enough to do the entire hem, but if I do the front, then that'll just help this bit hold its shape, hopefully. I don't know if I'm going to have time actually to put this on and to finish that hem today. Hopefully I do, but if I don't, then I might be sewing on the train. The plan for today though is to do the bodice. I do have a pattern for the back, which was taken from my just regular 1890s bodice block pattern, and I've just like lowered the neckline and stuff. The front I'm going to drape. I don't have much experience with draping, but my theory is it's going to be quicker than trying to draft a pattern, and I'll be able to get the kind of shapes that I want better that way. So let's get cracking. I serged the lining and taffeta pieces together, which ended up being a pain because for some reason the tension on my overlocker has gone all weird. I don't know how to fix it. I then stitched the back pieces together. I added some straps for the sleeves and pressed everything. Okay, so what I want with this bodice is a piece in the middle here that will be attached on one side and then hooks and eyes to fasten down the other side. Then I want kind of asymmetric, like a swoop coming here and then kind of gathers around there, and then that swoop just kind of normal. So I'm gonna do the front panel first, and then I'll start manipulating fabric. What I'm thinking I'm most likely going to do, because I don't want darts in it, so I'll pinch out a dart here, and then when I transfer it to paper, I'll be able to swing that dart round and then have that as like gathering or like pleating or something. I'll see what works best. This side, it doesn't matter if there's a dart there because it's going to be covered by the swoopy swoop anyway. I think I have got something now. So I am going to take all of this off the mannequin and then put it on paper and tidy things up and make sure that like everything's straight and stuff and even. Quickly realised when I was cutting out the pattern that I intended for it to be asymmetric. Kind of like that. But with like pleats instead of those. And I made it symmetrical. So what I've done is I've trued up the pattern and I've laid the top layer on top of the bottom layer and just drawn in to make it asymmetrical, like just drew in my new lines. The centre point will be around here now, and then I'll have a bit underneath showing here of the cooler toned purple. This is going to be in the warmer tone purple. Hopefully this is making sense. It'll be fine when I make it. Right, this is all the taffeta that I've got left. It's a squeeze. I'm gonna have to make it half an inch shorter than I originally wanted, purely because this is the only way this is going to fit on and it's right on the edge. So yeah, tiny bit shorter, but it's okay. Also, as you can see, this pattern is now a bit of a mess. Turns out trying to manipulate curved darts like that is really difficult, so it ended up being a case of close it one way, open it somewhere else, open it somewhere else, and yeah. But I think we're in a good place. All of this is going to get pleated down, so that will bring this shape more kind of like that. I've got just enough for the other piece, that's the inner piece, to fit on, and then my little piece to go in the middle, that's going to be in the other shade of taffeta. I added a little bit of lace to the top of the cooler taffeta. I then stitched the front pieces to the back. Okay, so this is where we are. I tacked these pleats in place because, especially over the bust area, they didn't want to hold. So I'm going to stitch those down kind of from the inside. I'm really happy with how it's looking. I really am. The only thing I've got to do after tacking down these pleats is hem along the neckline and put the sleeves on. and bind the bottom, and then it is done. Oh no, I'm going to put some hooks and eyes on the inside and there as well. Shouldn't take too long. I do have a productions meeting and dress rehearsal at 7 o'clock, and it is 5:10. So I'm going to do as much as I can. I don't think anybody would mind if I did a bit of sewing at the theatre. Worst case scenario, if I can't get it done, I can sew on the train. But fingers crossed, fingers crossed. I stitched along the inside of the pleats to hold them in place. I then cut out my sleeves and added gathering stitches to the top and bottom. The sleeves were then gathered up and attached to the bodice. A small cuff was added to the bottom of the sleeves. Before bed, I added 2 layers of lace to the top of the sleeves. I tried to freehand a scalloped edge. It wasn't perfect, but it did the job. I then ran out of time. I ended up having to finish it mostly on the train, and I just needed to finish the skirt hem at the actual event. It is incredibly hot. I am dying. I am so pleased with how this has turned out. It looks so good. I was a little bit worried that I would be a little bit out of place at the murder mystery and everybody would have these absolutely amazing gowns and mine would look rubbish. But I'm really, really pleased with how it turned out, and it did fit in with everybody. There are a few little things here and there. The sleeves keep falling off the shoulders because I draped it on my mannequin and didn't properly try it on myself. My mannequin's shoulders are wider than mine, so that is a thing. It is also incredibly hot because it is made of plastic. I don't think that diminishes how it looks though. I think you can absolutely wear things that are made of synthetic fibres and they look just as good. The only thing is, yeah, you're gonna be hot. I did make a little mistake because I was rushing, and yes, I know, the video says, can I make a ball gown in 2 days? The answer is no. No, I cannot. It was 3 days. I finished the skirt at the Welsh weekend, and on the train on the way there, I finished the bodice. It was a very, very welcome distraction because I absolutely despise travelling. So it was a case of music on full blast hide away in a corner somewhere where nobody could see me and sew. I did, unfortunately, though, because I was in a stressed state, I didn't think to measure the hooks, and I ended up making the thread bars a little bit too small. So when it came to the evening of the murder mystery, I had to pin myself into it because I couldn't actually fasten it. So wonderful. Having that pin did come in handy later on though, but that is for a different video. Overall, yeah, I am really, really pleased with how it looks. The fact that I got this fabric dirt cheap in a charity shop as well, I cannot say enough times, you do not need the finest silks and stuff to make awesome outfits. You can find great bargains at charity shops and make great things with them. Thank you very much to my supporters on Ko-fi. I do still have that goal up there to get some lights, so if you want to help me out with that, it would be very, very much appreciated. I do also have a little Discord. I mainly post memes and stuff to do with things that I'm up to, so the link is in the description if you'd like to join that. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. YouTube is saying that you might like this one next, and I will see you next time. Bye!